Hi, I'm Ashley.
I'm Chad.
This is our son Floyd, and we are that hippie family.
Welcome to our tiny house.
This video is sponsored by Drink Element, a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't, so you feel and perform your best. Get a free sample pack with any order and try out all their flavors by clicking the link in the description and going to drinklmnt.com/FLORB. And remember to subscribe.
Well, we saved up a down payment to buy a house.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get pre-approved for a mortgage because we were self-employed. We were ready to be homeowners. We wanted out of the renting for sure. I was watching all the tiny house shows on YouTube, and you were like, well,
let's do it. I was like, can you do it? She was like, yeah, I could probably do it. And I said, yeah, let's just do it. So we put out an ad for a place to build a tiny house and a place to live. And a couple days later, we received a response. The guy said he had a fifth wheel that we could live in and a covered machine shop that was open but had a roof on it. And he's like, you can build it in there, and I've got all the tools that you need. I mean, I had worked using like power tools and stuff like that, but no carpentry, no plumbing.
I think we were really naive going into it, and like not knowing how complicated it could be. That kind of helped us because we weren't intimidated by the project. We just drew it on a piece of paper. We definitely knew that we wanted to like get married and have kids, and we had like a 5-year plan, right? We wanted to be in a house for 5 years before we felt like we had to make a change or think of something next or like a next step.
From designing it to move-in day was like a year, maybe a year and a couple days.
We don't for sure know, but we think it's approximately 35 to 40, just in materials.
All right, welcome to our tiny house. It's 28 feet long. It's built on a brand new Rainbow trailer. Rainbow trailers are great. They make a tiny house custom trailer that holds all the weight on the outside of the frame. There's wheel wells that we had to build around, but they square everything off, so it's super easy to build your frame around it, which is nice. We decided to go with sheet metal siding and a sheet metal roof. Ashley's brother, he's a roofer, and so he brought all of the siding out and all the roofing, and he put it all on for us. For the insulation, it's just your typical fiberglass, and it was all reclaimed from other construction sites and stuff. So up here, we built this storage area mostly for solar. It's just a bunch of random storage right now, but batteries will be on the bottom there, and inverter and all of that kind of stuff will be up top. I wired it so everything can be AC or DC. It's just a matter of going through the box and switching all the wires around, or running everything through the inverter once we have it, and keeping some stuff as AC and some stuff as DC. And then we also have our regulator for our small propane tank here, and then our larger propane tanks on the side. And it goes directly fed into our EcoTemp on-demand hot water heater, which is a phenomenal unit. Lots of them are not built for Canada. That's something to consider, is cold temperatures. And we mostly run off of these 100-pound tanks, so we've got 2 of them. In the summertime, 1 tank goes about, I'm gonna say 3 months or so. In the winter time, if it's really cold and really damp, we'll go through potentially 2 tanks in about just over a month. This blue wire here, this is our main water feed going into our house, and this right here is the gray water coming out of our house. Wanted the options to have entrances on both sides to the house based on those circumstances. Right now, right here, this entranceway is literally a change table and all that kind of stuff. Inside, you barely even notice that there's a door there. But in the future, we do plan on changing that, and hopefully we can have a nice boot room kind of space, right? So right here between these 2 windows, we have the direct vent for our propane heater. Super beneficial that it's direct venting. Most of them, you have to have like a chimney and stuff like that, right? But this model is very efficient for tiny houses. So we got another storage bin here. It's located on the back of our house. It's pretty basic. We just keep all of our camping gear, that kind of stuff in it. And then underneath here, it's all empty right now, but this is where I do all my recycling and stuff like that. Having a nice spot to do that is perfect. So the deck is built pretty much like a dock, right? So each panel can fit into a 4x8 box, and it is actually a bigger square footage than our house. The roof, it's all the scrap metal from the siding and the roofing of the house, and all of the framework for it was all the scraps and leftovers from building the deck, which was all cull lumber. So you get all of the squirrely pieces and stuff like that, but it's often half the price.
Welcome into our tiny house. This is our entrance area where we keep our son's jackets, and then this is where we keep our shoes. This actually used to be our dining area. When we originally built the house, we wanted to have seating so that we could sit and eat dinner every night. But after we had a baby, we just found that this area was better suited to always be down in the bed or the seating function. Chad put up this little shelf right here to use as an office, I guess. I have my laptop there so I can still sit and get some work done. And we got Floyd his high chair, so when we feed him, we sit on the edge of our couch and feed him that way. Ideally, we'd love to have a kitchen seating area again one day, but for now, this works for us. We did do the booth seating like this, so we would have the storage underneath. That's where we keep a lot of the stuff that we don't need access to very often. It's really convenient just to have it hidden away, and we can lift up the seat. We have a Martin propane heater. It should be a bit lower, but by the time we got around to installing it, we realized this was the only place we could put it. And honestly, it really doesn't get that cold where we live, so we're pretty comfortable most of the time. Right behind our dinette area, we have the ladder that goes up to our hammock loft. We put the ladder at a complete vertical to save on space. So we have had some friends and family complain that it's a little steep to get up, but it works for us. We bought the net from a company called Loft Nets. You just enter in the measurements and you choose the type of material you want the net to be built out of, and then they calculate everything for you so that it will fit your space perfectly. They were very accommodating and made sure that we had the perfect net for our tiny house. All of this stuff that is up here used to be in our bedroom, and then when my son came, we moved everything from our bedroom up into this loft, and so now this is definitely an adult space. My son doesn't come up here yet anyways. We don't have cable or Netflix, but we have DVDs, we watch movies, and we have a Nintendo 64, so we'll play games. Yeah, this is our living room area of the tiny house. The kitchen, we have a propane stove. I do kind of wish it was a little bit bigger. That might be something we would upgrade in the future. Wanted to make sure we had as much counter space as possible, so this section of the counter is where we chop things and get ready to cook them. I wanted to have a double sink, so that took up a lot of our counter space, but we don't have a dishwasher, and for me personally, I need 2 sinks. The sink is the very first thing we sourced secondhand for the tiny house. We also have cabinets to put all of our dishware away. We have other things hanging out like the shelf above our kitchen, but we didn't want all of our dishes on display. We wanted it to kind of be closed off so you couldn't see everything hanging out all of the time. When the baby came along, this change table happened to fit here perfectly. And so that was just an extra bonus. I also have all of the storage in the change station for his cloth diapers and playpen, and all of the baby stuff can just go all right here. So we have a barn door that just slides for our bathroom door. We found a door secondhand and just cut it to fit, and then Chad just built the track for it himself. Our bathroom in this tiny house is a pretty decent size. One side is Chad's closet. Not only is his closet where he keeps all his clothes, but behind his clothes, he's got plenty of shelving, and my closet is on this side. So this is my bathtub. It is a regular size bathtub in this tiny house. I gave birth in here, so it's quite spacious.
Our composting toilet is made in Canada. It's from a company called Down to Earth Toilets. I think they're more popular for boats. So it's a bit smaller than your typical Nature's Head toilet, but we love it because it's beautiful. Our composting toilet is every 5 days, and that's Chad using it, myself, and then we'll see what it will be like with Floyd. For Floyd, we actually have a potty. I don't know how I'm gonna potty train Floyd to use the composting toilet, and we'll see how we go about that. We actually found all of these pieces individually. They're all secondhand, and I sanded and painted them to match. Our closet on this side, this is where we keep all the towels, baby blankets, and it's nice to have this much storage in the washroom too, to store all of the linens, bed sheets, everything is in here. We chose a washer-dryer combo machine. This is our second one we've had in the tiny house. Originally, we did have a used one, but it didn't work for very long. I think it only worked for a few months, and then it died. So we ended up getting a brand new washer dryer combo machine, and it has a venting and condensing function. Ours is vented to go outside of the house, so it dries the clothes like a typical dryer, and that is just a lot more efficient for drying your clothes. Our fridge is electric. We knew we needed to have a regular sized fridge in the house. If we ever get some solar panels on this house, this will be the one thing that takes the most energy, but I think that it's the most important, so it's still personally worth it. And then these are our stairs up to the bedroom loft. The tall closet was originally built to keep our snowboards in it. Luckily, we have an outdoor shed now, so we were able to move that stuff outside. So now this houses our jackets, shoes, the dog food, our compost material, that kind of stuff. This next one is our pantry. We are zero waste, or as close to it as we can be. So a lot of our food is contained in jars. And then these three drawers are also food. This is like our snack drawer. The second one is all of our canned goods. And wheel well is underneath these stairs. You can see the wheel well a little bit where Floyd's PlayStation is, actually. It kind of worked out perfect for him because he can have all his toys there and he can reach them. For us, moving into the tiny house, what was really, really important for me was to still have all my books, which are a lot, and for him was to still have all his music. So when we found this vertical record player, it was so exciting because we knew that we could have it in the tiny house and it wasn't going to take up a lot of space. It's pretty unique. It's the only one that we found, and I think it came from Europe. So welcome to our bedroom. Bit of a tight squeeze. We did end up putting Floyd's bed in here, so it took up a huge portion of the room and it created this little bit of a crawl space. The pitch of the roof, the short side is where the stairs are, so that's what makes it challenging to get in here sometimes. Ideally, it would have been on the tall side of the roof, but you're only in here to sleep, so it hasn't affected us really. Window on each side of the house, and they both open so you can get a nice cross breeze. We also have a skylight right above us. Eventually I'll probably put a removable curtain up, but for now, just to keep the baby sleeping during the day, I'm trying to keep it shaded in here. One thing I really want to say, because I belong to tiny house groups on Facebook, and I've noticed a lot of people seem to get stuck on not being able to find somewhere to park a tiny house. If you're thinking of going tiny, one thing that will really just help you is to also think of the tiny lifestyle. So you might not be able to park your tiny house within city limits, maybe. So sometimes going tiny also means a bit of a change of a lifestyle. You might want to live on a property outside of the city instead of in the city. There are like different circumstances to everybody. You kind of have to see what works for you, but having an open mind to where you might end up would help you so much with the stress of finding somewhere to park.
You can think about it, try and make the decision, design the thing first, but I think just jumping off the bridge and just getting at it is like the best advice. Because I probably would have hummed and hawed and it would have taken me a long time to do it, right? But it is a lifestyle change and it is this and it is that, but it's positive in so many ways.
Drink Element is at it again with an exclusive offer for you. And this offer is available for both new and returning customers. So if you've tried Element before and you loved it, then you're in luck. Making sure that you have the proper amount of electrolytes affects hundreds of functions in the body, including nerve impulses, hormone regulation, and nutrient absorption, just to name a few. And possible symptoms of electrolyte deficiency include headaches, fatigue, and sleeplessness. So if you're experiencing any of those symptoms, then you're going to want to give Drink Element a try, because Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. That means a science-backed electrolyte ratio. Element is offering you a free sample pack with any order as long as you order through the link in the description. Element's sample pack includes a packet of every flavor so that you can find your favorite and share it with your friends. And best of all, Element offers a no questions asked refund on all orders. You don't even have to send the product back, so that means there is zero risk to trying it out. So if you're interested in trying Element, which I recommend, and you would like to support the channel, then click the link in the description and go to drinklmnt.com/FLORB and get a free sample pack with any order. Thank you for watching and have a great week.